This episode is brought to you by The Guarantors. Chasing down residents who don't pay their rent is taxing enough. Did you know you could offset the risk of renter default? Meet The Guarantors. They'll requalify your applicants and insure their rent. If the resident doesn't pay, you still get paid. Visit theguarantors.com/multifamily today. Welcome to another episode of the Multifamily Collective. Today I want to talk about... All right, let's get the microphone a little bit closer to my face, to my mouth, and ask you a question. When I opened this episode today, did you find yourself trying to figure out why you couldn't hear me or why it was very difficult? Did you actually turn up the knob on your radio in your car, your stereo, or did you turn up the volume on your computer? Did you at least reach for the knob? I was participating in a meeting today, be Friday, November the 15th, 2024. And I don't know if this was by design or not, because I couldn't hear the person who was actually speaking in the meeting. Even when I turned the volume up to full on my computer, I couldn't hear what they were saying. But my gut told me that the other participants in the meeting could actually hear what this individual was saying. But at the end of their remarks, the leader of the meeting said, "That was a great point that you just made and a great illustration of the point by causing everybody here to focus." And I think the intent there was that there was low volume so that you actually had to focus and listen very intently to try to hear what that person was saying. Even though I couldn't do it, I probably had a technology glitch, but I didn't hear one thing they said. But I was attempting to hear, and I did turn the volume up on my computer, but I couldn't ultimately hear it. But anyway, the punchline being this: if you want people to focus, if people need to listen intently, maybe you turn down the volume a little bit. You eliminate a lot of the noise out in the marketplace. One example of this, I know at Benson Media, who is another partner of ours, at Benson, it is a practice to walk into a room and leave your cell phone in a basket they set up. It's actually a wire basket that sits outside of all of their meeting rooms, and that's where you put your phone before you go into a room. And I think they have some pretty strict rules against laptops in a room unless you are the presenter and you're plugged into some of their technology to do your presentation. But you don't get to bring those distractions into a room when you're discussing stuff for the company and or with a client. And I think that is a pretty good practical application of the idea, the concept, the principle of getting yourself focused, eliminating all of that noise. Now, my gut tells me that we are so high on the dopamine hits from all the alerts on our phone, our watch, and other technology that in order to get really focused these days, you probably have to spend a half an hour doing a decompress, or getting yourself over the fact that you might be missing something, the FOMO effect, before you could actually get into a mind space where you can actually listen, where you can actually focus, where you can actually do deep work, to be very intentional about that these days. So all of that to say this: there are different ways that you can gain a person's attention, and it is necessary these days to do so. So if you have to lower the volume so that you have to turn it up to hear what my punchline is, then maybe that is the answer. I don't think it's yelling. I don't think it's the alternative to that. It's not getting louder. It's actually turning the noise down to include the volume of your voice, to get people to lean in a little bit to hear what you might have to say. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.